what it feels what it feels to be a Star Wars fan in the current time. If you haven't noticed, I'm a big Star Wars fan. Look, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I got my beanie. I have shirts. I don't have a shirt on right now. I have my little Darth Vader uh, cup. I don't know what you want to call this, but I have this. I have this. Um, look, I have socks, Star Wars socks, underwear too. Star Wars like pocket watch, if you can see that. Hold on, okay. Pocket watch and stuff. Shaker. Shaker. Wait, don't wait. Star Wars shaker. I have like a lot of the movies. I have a lot of the movies. I'm missing some. I have like the original, the trilogy, the complete saga. Solo. I got all three of the sequels and stuff. I did have Rogue One, but I don't. I have her. I have her. I have these. Ow, fuck. I have these. Hold on. Let me put one down. I have these. They're not new. They're old. I have these. No. I have a lot of Star Wars stuff. If I had more money, I would probably have a lot more Star Wars stuff. So, like, let's look at this. Let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, I think it's worse than the sum of its parts because I was kind of generous with some of the episodes where, like, when you're watching the individual episode, there's something like a fight scene that will kind of prop it up.
Exactly.
So watching this episode's fight scene, you're like, oh, cool, I actually kind of like the Soul Come Here fight. 3 weeks, I'm not going to remember the individual part of it. And so that's when I think about these series on the whole, looking back on it for over long periods of time. Exactly. That loses its luster. And I start to think
Now, they're talking about the accolade. I've only watched 2 episodes of it. From a Star Wars fan who's been watching it since the late 90s and stuff, because I was born in 91, but my dad was always like a sci-fi fan, fantasy, especially like kung fu movies. Those like kung fu movies where they talk and the words don't match up. Yeah. So I've always been into this kind of stuff, and one of the things I really fell in love with was Star Wars. And even before like the prequels came out, I was already watching Star Wars. I was watching, episodes 4, 5, and 6 and stuff. And now I feel like I really don't like a lot of the new stuff. Like, if we're talking about like all the new Star Wars stuff in general, I like Mandalorian. I can't talk. I like the Mandalorian. That was good. Really, really good. I like Rogue One. That was pretty good. I like the little spin-off series they had from Rogue One. The guy in that movie, I forgot what is that show called? I like that too. That was pretty good. I liked Um, I like the cartoons. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of like the Clone Wars or like the new animated stuff a lot. Oh, I like Ahsoka. Ahsoka was pretty good. Um, but out of the main movies and stuff, and like I didn't like Solo. I really didn't like Solo that much. Um, I really didn't like The Force Awakens that much. Now, this might be, a dog water take, okay? I may get in trouble for saying this, okay? Don't don't kill me in the comments or anything. Don't kill me, chat. But I really liked The Last Jedi. I really did. I like how different it was going, and like I just like how different it was. Like in all Star Wars, especially in the movies, the prequels, the original trilogy and stuff, it's always been the chosen one or Skywalkers, And I kind of like how they were kind of going away with that. Like, oh, well, anybody can be the chosen one. You don't have to be a Skywalker or a Palpatine in this case. Sorry, spoiler alert. Fucking Rey's a Palpatine, but she is like, okay. But I like where The Last Jedi was going. It was like, no, you don't have to be a Skywalker. You don't have to be a Palpatine, fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck, say it. But you don't have to be anyone can be powerful. Anyone can be the chosen one, And I really like that. And I like that last fight, when Rey and Kylo kind of like teamed up together. That was pretty cool. I don't know about the whole the blue milk stuff. They left that out. But and I like the whole like how they were connected. They could talk to each other. They could force Skype, and they can grab stuff from the other person's surroundings and stuff. That was pretty cool. It had some really cool things, man. Then J.J. Abrams, I feel like they just threw all that away, and I feel like The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker are just copy, like, especially with Force Awakens, just copy and paste of the original trilogy, and it's especially bad because they bring Palpatine back. It's like, why like this? Why didn't you just build off what? Okay, a lot of people didn't like, The Last Jedi. Make some twist on it, but build off of that. That, and yes, the movies had some cool parts. I personally I feel like The Force Awakens didn't really have that many cool parts, but The Rise of Skywalker, it had one cool part. Okay, you cannot tell me this part that I'm about to bring up wasn't cool. The part where Rey is losing everything, and all the allies come in with their ships and everything, and Palpatine just puts up his hand, shoots that lightning. That was so fucking dope, and especially how they kind of cut the music, and it was so cool. I don't care what you say. That part was really cool. I will give them that. But do I still think they should have brought him back? No. no, I would have liked it even more. Like, oh, like, you know, Kylo. Just make him the full bad guy. Like, it's no turning back for him. Like, he killed his pops and everything. We saw that, like, there was a chance of him, like, kind of, you know, going back to the light side and stuff, but, you know, just have him the full-blown villain. Now imagine that scene, like, with him, like, you know, the only ones we think that we've seen do, like, Force Lightning is Palpatine and stuff. So just having, like, a moment, like, make that somehow like that battle in the sky, and, like, out of nowhere he's like, I've had enough. Ooh, and he does lightning. We'd be like, oh, what? Oh, shit. He's a Skywalker. How the fuck is he doing that? Like, that would have been so fucking cool. But anyways, I'm done talking. I like Star Wars so much. I can talk about Star Wars all fucking day. But let's see what they have to say. Like I said, for the Acolyte, I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I'll probably finish it out. I've seen like little clips and people talking about some stuff. But we'll see. I don't know.
About what actually happened in the series. And if we start thinking about what happened in the series, no, don't think about it. And so, like, that's the problem that you have, right? Is we were set up with this potential of maybe having a show that's Sith focused on an acolyte and all these cool things. In my opinion, didn't live up to the potential, but that doesn't mean it has to be terrible. But then we chose these 2 characters that I don't like, I don't relate to, I don't think that they fit in the Star Wars universe. They change, I mean, depending on what direction the wind blows. We've talked over and over how they decide to do one thing and then the other, and it doesn't make any sense. I think that this is a horribly shot and edited TV series, and I think this is the time where I want to kind of punish him for it. Nothing about watching this week after week felt good. The show would be like, something would be happening and goes cut to credit, and it's like, wait a minute, we didn't do anything in this episode. Well, like,
it was I checked the time, 4 hours and 42 minutes.
Yeah, and so it's like I don't think it was edited together very well. It felt like they were trying to do 2 movies or something.
Yeah,
but I don't think that it's a movie. I don't think the flow of this TV series was done well, and I think that also hurts the dialogue, and it also hurts the character motivation because they cut it together weird. So when I look back on the series over a long period of time, I'm going to think of it like I do some of the worst ones, where it's like, yeah, there were some cool fights, but those things are less and less important to me over long periods of time, because I think about this in like the full tapestry of Star Wars, and this is the stain on the tapestry, right? Stain. It's like, it doesn't feel good.
It's about to stain more if they do the Yoda thing.
Exactly, and so it's like, we've talked about this a little bit recorded, we've talked about it a lot offline, is I start looking at all of the Star Wars media, and there's things that I love, and I still love, and nothing Disney can do can fuck that up. But then I look at, there's this much of it, and if I only like this much of it, I'm just going to stop being excited about the new things, because if the majority of the new content is something that's either not for me or something that I don't like, then it's like, well, then I don't think I'm a modern Star Wars fan.
That's how I feel. Like, it's like this much of Star Wars stuff, but I only like really this much of it. I feel it. Like, they've been, like I said, like I feel like with the new Star Wars, like, trilogy and stuff, like, they have some good stuff, but a lot of it's bad. And like I said, the only like thing out of the trilogy and stuff, main trilogy and stuff, I liked the Last Jedi, but it was because they were still keeping it like in how do I say this? None, of course, in the Star Wars, they're keeping it in the Star Wars universe, but like they were keeping it like to the things we know about the Force and Star Wars and stuff, but they were kind of like they were kind of like expanding on it and stuff, like with the Force and everything. And I just feel like the other two were just like, it was just like, it was nothing new. Like you don't learn anything from watching The Force Awakening. Oh my gosh, The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. You don't learn anything new about the universe at all. I want to learn new stuff. I want to see new people. Make good characters, right? But they have to be written good. I don't know, man. I like the games. I like Battlefront 2. Like the old one. And the new one's pretty good too. I like Star Wars Survivor and Jedi Fallen, whatever.
And this just reiterates that. This is proof to me that they are not making Star Wars for people like me. They want you to be fucking brain dead. They want you clapping at commercials when the guy in the Allstate commercial is really fucking funny, right? He does all those things with Patrick Mahomes. Or
you
State
shut
Farm.
your mouth about Jake.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm. It's super fucking great. If you clap at commercials, you fucking love the Acolyte. And so I'm tired of TV shows where you have to turn your brain off. I am tired of these things because this is $180 million production. You could have given your wife less fucking money because she didn't. She deserves.
She probably made more than the choreography team.
Yeah, so she deserves less money, and you could have given it to other people. You could have asked Dave Filoni to help you with some of this shit because I'm positive you would have explained it to that man, and he would have had to take his stupid fucking cowboy hat off. Just be like, ugh, what the fuck are you talking about?
He gets final say.
If that is the case, then I don't know how much.
Yeah.
I have even less faith in Filoni and the stuff that he has going forward. If he himself as the mega fixer, because that's his whole thing.
Maybe it was John Favreau that was more responsible for the good stuff.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. But
Ooh, this could be.
Is so bad, and the dialogue and the story and everything that happened over long periods of time. I'm not excited about anything that this links to.
Yeah.
In fact, it opens up fears. Like every time I see Disney reaching into a cookie jar that I don't think that they've got access to, it's like, no, you fucking leave Plagueis alone. You no talent ass clown.
Yes,
you don't deserve to touch Plagueis.
Don't do it.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Look to someone else who has a brain, a fully functioning brain that appreciates the lore that can do those things. And so as much as I give some of these episodes maybe a 3, sometimes maybe a 4, I think overall this is worse than a bad television series. I don't think it's a 3. I actually think that this series is a 2. I think that all of the things together, you look at how it was made, how the characters went, where it fits in the universe, and I think that this is worse than bad. This is something that actively damages the tapestry of Star Wars.
They said a lot, but they're not wrong. I can't say that